What's up, YouTube? It's the Big Fish Network, home for Miami Dolphin fans worldwide. I'm your host, Dave Wade, back on the set once again with another video. On this episode, I'm going to recap our final preseason game against the Philadelphia Eagles, which we dominated 48-10. But before I do, I want to take a moment of silence for the death of Jason Jenkins. We got notice during the game that he passed away. He meant a lot to so many people, his family, the organization, the community. Prayers up to the Jenkins fam and rest in power to Jason. Let's take this moment of silence. Out of the 3 preseason games, I would say we learned the most from this game. We saw that the TNT show is going to be fucking legit this year. We saw that the Mike McDaniels play calling that we're going to see is going to be legit. Zaquandre White, I think, has unlocked potential. He almost got taken to the house type potential when he runs. That's at least what I saw from his tape in the preseason, but the coaches might not think the same. I don't know if he's going to make this roster, but I just think overall, Chris Greer and the scouting department, they've done a heck of a job with finding hidden gems again this year. Let's break down each quarter. First quarter, Fins received the football at the 25-yard line from the touchback. Tua starts the game. He's in a single back tight 3-wide receiver, 1 tight end set where Hill flanked out right. Smythe goes in motion left, and then Tua play action has Tyreek and Wilson on the scissors concept with Hill on the post route. Tua launched a rocket and connected on the dot to number 10 to put us in Eagles territory at their 25-yard line. The ball was slightly underthrown. I done watched on Facebook, some videos of them, pointing that out, and even memes of saying that, he underthrew the ball. But I feel like Tua had the right distance. His ball placement was just a little bit off. It could have been a little bit further to the left or a step or two farther to the left, but still, it was still a rocket. He still threw it farther than y'all said he could, and he was still on point as far as his timing, because he threw the ball before Tyreek was even past the defenders. Great timing. That means that Mike McDaniel has been really working with Tua on his footwork and knowing how to place the ball on time. That's more important than throwing it far. And just like y'all seen in the joint practices, they was out there. They're going to be pulling their hamstrings this year, trying to keep up. This was a night game. Imagine if we run that same type of play with Hill on the post when it's 1 o'clock, when the sun is blazing and it's hot as a motherfucker, bright as hell outside, and Tua's able to track the ball because he's been doing it in practice. They better have a Pedialyte on hand to try to keep up with the speed, because we are not bullshitting this year. I can promise you that from what I've been seeing. I like what I saw coming out from the get-go, running this type of play. That's what I'm talking about, Mike. 14 minutes and 19 seconds, he found Hill again in a single back tight, 2 tight end, 2 wide receiver set, play action, boot to the left. He had Trent Sherfield open, and he had Tyreek open on a flood, high to low concept to the left, and he was able to just pick and choose where he wanted to go. Why not choose the cheetah again on the dig route in stride, able to pick up a few yards after the catch out of bounds at the 10-yard line. 13 minutes and 41 seconds, Tua in I formation, dual wide receiver tight set, tosses it to Raheem Mostert for a short gain. And I noticed this preseason we've been running a toss, which I'm very, very happy about. The only thing I want to nitpick on about that is, Mike, don't just run the toss play, the fake toss, with the boot action to the left or the right with the quarterback. If we haven't already ran the toss play in the series, they're not gonna bite on that. And I've seen sometimes where we tried to run the fake toss and the edge rusher was right there. That might happen in the regular season, and that might end up being a sack for loss or something like that. We got to run the toss play when they least expect it, like on short yardage situation, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2, anything where it looks like we're going to run a dive play, we can run that fake toss or fake toss pass, action type play. That's when I would run that. It's a boom or bust play. Sometimes we're going to catch teams with it. Sometimes we're not, if we just run it whenever. But I think it's more of a play that you use when they least expect it. But on this particular play, excellent route running by Craycraft, selling the inside slant. And he sold him on a possible curl route also. Showed good change of direction and cut it out. He cut out to the opposite side in the deep corner. Great play. Mostyn and the O-line also did an excellent job of selling the stretch play. You saw the whole line angle block to the right, and Tua was able to fool him on the waggle with options. Great coaching, great work. A lot to be excited about. Everything was executed with timing, and that gave us the open the lead 7-0. Then the defense gets on the field, and going forward, I'm just going to give y'all, all the plays that I talk about are not going to all be in chronological order, but these are just plays that I took notes on, that I paid attention to, and I'm going to tell y'all about. So I like that tackle by Jalen Phillips at 12 minutes and 55 seconds. Zach Siller with a TFL on Gainwell, forcing the Eagles to punt. Offense gets back on the ball. Tua back out for a second series. This time he's a shotgun single back tight with River Craycraft in motion, and he hands the ball off to Gaskin on the RPO play. On this play, the reason why I took notes on this, because I thought he should have pulled this and threw it to Craycraft, who was running full speed. I felt like that could have been another big play touchdown. Gaskin did pick up a few yards, but I think that should have been a pull by Tua. 2nd and 7, Tua gets sacked. A lot of y'all are going to blame Austin Jackson for the sack, but to me, Tua had enough time to get rid of the football. He held on to it for too long, which means the receivers, I think, are to blame, and Tua, but most of the receivers are to blame for not getting open in 3 seconds, which they should have. That's why he held the ball, but he should have threw it away. We didn't convert, and we kicked a field goal to put us up 10-0. Defense gets back on the field. They harass Minshew by getting pressure, forced a 3-and-out. And then Tua's third series, I like the shotgun single back 3 wide look. I want to see us run that more often as well. But on this play, he hands the ball to Gaskin for a nice 8-yard run. Then another play I took note on was 5 minutes and 15 seconds. We were in I-form tight. Tua runs that fake toss that I talked about, boot left, and he finds Cedric Wilson on the crosser. Like I said, it's going to work a lot of times, but there's going to be times where it's going to be sacked for loss. But Tua showed off good accuracy and placement right over the linebacker and made it look easy. My favorite play of this series was the offset I-form play with Seti in motion. Tua created confusion and stretched to run to Miles, who gained 15 yards. I thought that was a good play. And we drove down the field, got to the goal line. Sony Michel scored on a touchdown run to make it 17-0. Second quarter, Reed sent it in at quarterback for the Eagles. Our defense on the field. Good pressure from the D-line, forcing a 3-and-out punt. Offense gets back on the field. Bridgewater in at quarterback. On his first series, he targeted River Craycraft, who had a nice catch near the sideline, but also dropped the pass on this series, and then we punted. Defense, I noted the play on 6 minutes and 48 seconds with Benito Jones getting a tackle for loss on a running back. Benito Jones needs to stay on this team. He definitely needs to have a roster spot. We should not put him on the practice squad anymore. Let him get in the rotation because he's earned it. 5 minutes and 30 seconds, Elijah Campbell gets a pick 6 on Reed Sennett, jumping the route for a 30-yard interception. Gets help from his teammates pushing him into the end zone to make it 24-0. And you know what? I was hearing, because I got tired of hearing a lot of the fans on Facebook making these bogus statements that Skylar Thompson should be the starter. No, Tua is the starter. Y'all need to get that out y'all mind and just stop that. Yes, he's had a great preseason, an excellent preseason, and he's the future, but he should not start over Tua. But what I was saying was that, y'all making all this noise about Skylar. Reed Sennett, y'all was saying the same thing about Reed Sennett last year. This game pretty much kill that noise that any third stringer can play good against the third stringers. No, there's a clear difference between Skylar Thompson and Reed Sennett, and we saw that this game. Skylar Thompson, he's much more ready than Reed Sennett. So that's why we cut Reed Sennett. That's why we had him on the practice squad. We shouldn't do the same with Skylar. He's going to get scooped up because other teams are taking notice of the same thing that we watching. For the rest of the second quarter, it was the Teddy and Craycraft show. I thought that was a bullshit call that the refs made on the offensive pass interference call on what could have been a Hunter-long touchdown from Teddy. We ended up having to kick a field goal and went into overtime 27-0. Third quarter, defense in the game. I noted Reed Sennett was still the Eagles quarterback in the third. We forced a 3-and-out. They punted, and Preston Williams muffs the damn punt, and the Eagles get the ball back. Preston, that's why you're not on this roster. I mean, you might still, we might keep you, might come back, but you've had way too many opportunities, man, and we got better receivers right now. So I don't know how you're gonna make this roster. Cameron Good damn near decleated they running back Brooks on he had a touchdown run that was called back on the previous play, and on the next play, Cameron Good just blows him up on a check down pass attempt. I like what I saw there. And then Skylar Thompson ended up playing the rest of the game from this point all the way to the end. Continued to shine out there, finding tight ends Hunter Long and Sethan Carter. I also like seeing Skylar Thompson practicing shotgun snaps with Adam Pankey instead of sitting on the bench. Shows that he's locked in, and I mean, another great trait that I saw from him. Fourth quarter, I like that we ran the ball a lot with Dokes and White so we can get a good glimpse of what our power running backs could look like, but I don't think they did enough. Tyndall missed a tackle on that Huntley run for touchdown by the Eagles in the fourth quarter. I say Tyndall's had a great preseason. This is probably the only thing I didn't like was him missing that tackle, but it's preseason. I'm going to cut him some slack. Still, if you're going to start middle linebacker, buddy, you can't be missing tackles. The fans going to be all over you for that. I think Nick Needham and Kader Kohu are our third and fourth corners. Kader Kohu, he got to have a roster on this. He got to have a spot on this team. Let's talk about the game stats. Our passing leaders, I would say Tua Tagovailoa was the passing leader. Even though Skylar Thompson threw more touchdowns, Tua went 6 for 7, 121 yards and a score. No interceptions, 1 sack he did take for a 7-yard loss, but he had a passer rating of 158.3. Teddy went 4 for 10, 74 yards. Skylar Thompson completed 7 passes for 103 yards. 3 touchdowns, no picks, no INTs, with a QBR of 142.9. Rushing leaders, we ran the ball real good this game. 35 carries, 203 yards as a team, 5.8 average, 1 touchdown, and 6 running backs touched the ball this game. Out of all 6, I was most impressed with Jared Dokes. I think he had the most touches and the most yards with 11 rushes for 67 yards, 6.1 yards per carry. I think we should keep both him and White on the roster, but again, I don't think the coaches think so. So, receiving leader was Tyreek Hill, in my opinion, even though River Craycraft could get that title this game from his route running. Reed looks dangerous, man. He looks dangerous right now. I liked how Hunter Long got open this game. I thought he was effective. The offensive line, they balled the whole game from start to finish, both in the passing and in the running game. Defensive leaders, there's a lot of defensive players that made plays. Sam McGovern was technically the man this game with 7 tackles, 4 solos, 1 sack, 1 TFL, 1 quarterback hit, 1 pass deflection. But I'm going to give it to our rookie Channing Tindall, even though he missed the tackle. I think this was his best game. He had 6 tackles, 4 solo, 1 sack, 1 quarterback hit. So shout out to Tindall. You did your job this game. Now, my big fish ballers of the week. Tua Tagovailoa makes the list. Skylar Thompson makes the list. Raheem Mostert, Salvin Ahmed makes the list. Jared Dokes, Tyreek Hill, River Craycraft, Hunter Long, Greg Little, Left tackle Greg Little's been blocking real good. I think he should also have a roster spot. Ben Stilley definitely got to have a roster spot. He was a good steal by Chris Greer, and Elijah Campbell should make this team. He's on this list. He balled this game. Last time Shula coached against the Eagles was November 14th, 1993, week 11. We won this game 19-14. Marino was hurt this game, so lefty Scott Mitchell ended up being the starter, throwing for 150 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Mark Higgs rushed for 68 yards off 22 carries and a touchdown. Wide receiver Mark Ingram had 2 wrecks for 95 yards. His longest play was a 69-yard catch. He didn't score, but running back Terry Kirby was able to get in the box off of a wreck. We won this game mostly off defense. I mean, Jeff Cross was unblockable. He had 3 sacks. Marco Coleman was getting in there too. And we ended up, Shula, again, able to adjust. It doesn't matter the circumstance. Marino not in. Scott Mitchell's in. He's a lefty. It doesn't matter. He has a game plan to win the game. Mike McDaniel, can you adjust this year? That's what I hope. That's what I want to see in the opener, is you being able to make adjustments, because Bill Belichick is scouting. He is watching. He is going to make adjustments. Can you counter that? That's what I hope to see. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I got a lot more to talk about. Some more videos coming before the opener. But y'all stay tapped in. Till next time, signing off, TBFN.